Oh, hey there, sugar. Come on in here. Close that door tight and let Granny pour you a cup of tonight's tea. The storytelling kind, with an extra pinch of winter magic. Now, tonight, we're traveling far, far from the south, all the way across the ocean to the great snowy sweep of Russia, where Christmas doesn't come with twinkling lights and jingling bells, but with secrets, stars, and fasting, and an old frost spirit who ain't quite as jolly as Santa Claus. Settle in close, dear. This one's cold enough to make your breath turn to frost. Back in the days of the Soviet Union, Christmas wasn't just discouraged, it was banned. No church bells, no nativity plays, no Christmas trees. If family wanted to celebrate, they did it in whispers, behind closed doors, with the lights low, and only their trust in each other to keep the night safe. It wasn't until 1958 that Christmas became a public holiday again. And even then, the Russian people held on to their older traditions, older than any government, older than the churches themselves. Yule traditions, folk magic, quiet rituals made for surviving the winter, when winter was something you feared. Most Russians celebrate Christmas not on December 25th, but on January 7th, because the Russian Orthodox Church uses the ancient Julian calendar. And honey, they take Christmas Eve very seriously. Many folks fast for 40 days, right up until the moment the first star appears in the sky, a symbol of the Star of Bethlehem. That's when the feast begins. But don't expect turkey and dressing sugar. Expect humble food, simple but filling with meaning. On Christmas Eve, families gather for a meal of 12 dishes, one for each of the disciples. The table might hold borsch with vegan pies, buckwheat porridge with mushrooms, sauerkraut, root vegetable salads, dried fruit, nuts, and honey, sweet berry drinks, and the centerpiece, kutya, a porridge made of wheat or rice mixed with honey, poppy seeds, raisins, and walnuts. Families traditionally eat from one big bowl, a show of unity. And sugar, some even toss a spoonful at the ceiling. If it sticks, good harvest, good health, good fortune. If it slides right off, well, best not to think too hard about that one. But it wouldn't be a Granny B story without a little magic, would it? Russian Christmas Eve is full of omens. Girls used to melt wax over water to read their future husbands in the showers. They listened to dogs barking in the distance to tell from which way love or sorrow might come. And many families burn rowan twigs, a tradition shared with the Scots, to chase away evil spirits and bless the home for the winter ahead. That rowan smoke sugar, it don't just smell nice, it carries prayers and warnings. Since Christmas was banned so long, New Year's Eve became Russia's biggest celebration. And that's when Deed Mort's grandfather Frost arrives with gifts for the children. But sugar, he ain't no Santa Claus. He's older, colder, sharper around the edges. Before he was a cheerful gift giver, he was a Slavic winter deity, a spirit who froze crops and tested human courage. People feared him as much as they honored him. He didn't slide down chimneys, he appeared when summoned. Children would gather around the tree, holding hands, calling his name, Deed Moritz, Deed Moritz. And when he arrives, the lights of the tree flash to life, as if awakened by magic. And always at his side is his granddaughter, the Snow Maiden, born of frost and moonlight. Beautiful but cold as the grave in January. Now, Granny's gonna tell you something she's heard whispered by those who remember the old ways. They say Deed Born's staff, his great twisted ice blue staff, does more than summon the tree lights. It commands the cold. It judges hearts. And every once in a while, on a New Year's Eve, heavy with snow, folks living near the forest swear they see a tall figure walking between the trees, long coat brushing against the drifts, beard glistening with frost, footprints steaming in the night air. They say he pauses outside certain homes, just long enough to listen. If the home is warm with kindness, and the people inside have treated the year gently, he passes by. If not, well, sugar, winter in Russia is long, and the frost is patient. So tonight, my dear, remember, the traditions aren't always decorations. They're little threads of protection, wisdom, and memory passed down from folks who survived winters harsher than anything we've known. Light your candle, eat your porridge, welcome the new year with a humble heart. And if you ever hear the wind rattle your windows on New Year's Eve, don't be too quick to say it's just the weather. It might be the old frost spirit walking the roads, looking for goodness in a world that forgets it too easily. Finish your tea now, sugar. Stay warm, and Granny will see you next week with another story of the unknown and the bizarre. Have a good night now, dear.